Hi, good evening and welcome to the channel. And today's subject is what I'm filming this on, which is the Insta 360 One X2. And how much of a faff is it to use and to edit and to incorporate with other bike footage. And I'm out here today with my 900LC or XSR 900. Do a little walk around it. What I like about this camera, it gives a wonderful job of smoothing out movement. Now, I'm an old technophobe and I've resisted having anything that's too difficult to use. I've only just decided to try my GoPro 7 on my helmet, which we'll come to shortly. But buying this was a difficult decision, and I only bought it really after watching a channel called Hippodromes, and Pete, who runs that channel, pretty well convinced me that they're not that difficult to use and to edit, but they are time consuming once you're trying to tie it into other footage. And the problem is syncing everything up, and the problem with this footage is you can't just put it into your editing software and edit away. You've got to pick all the angles you want it to look at, because really what it's doing, it's filming everything around you, and you're just going to pick the angle it wants to look at when you get back to your computer. You can do it on your mobile phone, but I choose to use the Insta software. What I'm going to try and show you today is how much extra work it is, and some of that will be when I get back to the computer, but hopefully I'll show you some of the plus points about what it can give you while you're riding, when you're off the bike. And as I can see now, it deletes the selfie stick, just gives you like there's a cameraman out there. So it's an interesting bit of technology. So let's see how we get on with it. Well guys, Faffability, I've got it stuck on a pole, so you can't be too self-conscious. That's why I'm out in the late evening when there's nobody around. Simple to turn on. I don't bother with the app on my phone, it's just too much hassle. Just press the button once, it comes on to the last setting, which is 360 video, and it means it's going to film with both lenses both ways round. So it just means when I get back to edit it, it's even more work, because I've got to make sure it's looking the right way all the time I want to do it. So if I'm going to use this with this camera, I need it working on the same timeline. So start it recording. That's recording. So to sync them up, three claps, and three claps when I get back to my PC will be three spikes in the audio, which will allow me to line them up perfectly. And it's the same procedure, say when I'm using Carol's audio. She's got an audio recorder when we're out, so that's another thing to line up. And there's normally a camera on the back of her bike, so I have to do that. So that's three things to all line up. Everything you add is extra hassle, because sometimes it's quite difficult to find where you are on the different clips to line them all up. But anyway, let's see what sort of footage this gives us. I'm trying something new tonight. I mean, I am a technophobe, but I've finally relented and bought one of those GoPro audio adapters for my GoPro 7 here. The GoPro 7 I've just been using as a B-roll camera, and I've been using the trusty GoPro 4 for years and years. Everything that's on my channel has been recorded with a GoPro 4, and the quality isn't that great compared to the newer cameras now, so I've been persuaded to give this a go. and that audio block is horribly expensive and huge. I hate it, but let's see what audio we get when we're moving along, shall we? No idea where we're going, but we'll see what sort of footage we get. Whoa, steady there, boys. The pole's falling forward. And one thing I have found in the short time with this Insta is the battery life's quite good on it. Although it's better than the battery life on this Hero 7. I've been really disappointed with that. Oh, what a lovely time of the evening, eh? Isn't spring a great time of the year, eh? We've got no idea where we're heading. Little Orton on the hill. Sounds like an interesting place, doesn't it? And the trouble with these back roads, the road surface is pretty naff. Well guys, there's nothing better than having the roads to yourself. That's what you get this time of the evening. Saturday evening on a nice night in spring when people are allowed to have a barbecue in the garden now. So that's probably what they're all doing. Oh, it's a bit chilly. Oh guys, ooh, there's a rabbit out in the zoo. Anybody guess? It's Twycross Zoo. God knows how they've made it pay over the lockdown. Anyway, let's hope they get back up and running soon, eh? Looks like we're about to lose the sun. Fabulous evening, but getting cold, guys, and I'm going to head home. And welcome back to HQ. And here is where we do all our editing, and got myself a reasonably good spec computer down here made by Box Computers. My son spec'd it up, and quite a big monitor. Of course you don't need that, but you do need a reasonable spec computer if you're dealing with 4K files. Obviously it just buffers and it jumps around and it's not very good really. So my recommendation is if you're gonna do a lot of work with 4K big files, is you need a reasonably powerful computer, but you don't need to spend the earth. What I do when I get back with the Insta 360 footage, and I'm filming myself on that camera now, is the battery compartment at the side. I pop that out, and at the back of that is the SD card, and I've got myself a quick SD card reader which I plug directly into the computer, and I download the footage, put it onto my hard drive, and from there I put it into the Insta software. And the Insta software is available free from Insta. You see the icon up there. Proved reasonably intuitive, and I'll open it up and let you have a look. And it looks like basic basic editing software. What you do, you click on the video file, the raw file that's come off that camera, and as soon as you click on it and you've got Insta Studio on your computer, it will open up into this screen. It'll actually open up into a view that looks like this, which is the whole image. Let me just show you with my GoPro 7, see if that gives you, and gives you that weird look. And this is when we were filming for Carol's channel, which is Flummox before, and there's some walking vids, and this was the walking vid between Milldale and Dovedown. And I'll give you a brief idea of what we do next. Because you've got the whole image on show there, I want to capture the image that I want to look at, that I want to show the viewer. So I put it on to free capture, which is a toggle at the top there, at the top of the screen, called free capture. And now you see it looks like a regular image, but I can toggle that image round with my mouse on the screen to give you any view. So say I'm walking along the trail there and I want that view. So what I do then is, on the left hand side of the screen here, I put a little marker on, and that locks the screen to that view. So basically I'll keep playing. And say I want to swing the camera around now, I'll hold it on that image there to lock it, that piece of film stays on that same view, and then come forward, look, and I can spin it round to look the other way, and then I click it again and it'll lock it to that view. So we're 3/4 mile that way, 2.5 miles back to Milldale that way. So we can keep looking forward, and if I want to look back at myself, I'll put another click in there on the timeline, go forward a bit, and I can spin it round to look at myself. Wherever I want the camera locked, the position locked, put another marker on the timeline, so it's looking back at me. And the beauty of this camera is, while you're walking across here, you put another hold on there like that, and then you go forward a bit, and in that space there you turn it round so you're looking at yourself, you click the keyframe marker again, one in the far left hand corner, keyframe marker, put another little dot in just there, so it locks it on to the view there. And for me, it's particularly great if you're riding along on motorbikes and you want to show the view to the side, or you're riding with a group and you want to show the group. You don't want it looking back at you all the time, or you don't want it looking forward. You've also got to remember, when you're editing this footage, that you don't trim anything off the front where you've actually synced the cameras like that, else you then can't find your timeline to line everything up with all the other footage. So anyway, we've got the clip to how we want it. So what do we do now? Basically, it's simple. All we do is we go up to the top far right hand side, there's a yellow button, start to export, and I take the bit rate up to 100. And you edit where you want it to go and what you want the file name to be. So I stick mine in edited 360 files temporary. You click OK, And what it's doing now, it's rendering that footage to how you set it. And when that yellow line gets all the way across, it's sorted. Doo-doo! It's done. So we can close that. Close that. And then if I go to my edited 360 files, and it runs there in full high def. The picture looks beautiful. And it's the aspect you want. You know, the camera turns round where you set it to turn round. On a lot of these videos I've used the original audio from the 360 camera. Works quite well until it's windy, and then I use a lapel mic, and that's really how I do it. I'm not a great editor. I don't know what all the functions do. Particularly, I use the same things pretty much every time, and I'm sure there's some really technical people that would tell you quicker ways of doing it. But it's how I do it. I do the 360 files first, and then I import the rendered 360 files into my editing software, and we just use the footage like a normal camera after that. So I hope that's been of interest. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Cheerio.